Once again, here's Christy Clark.
We just got a call from Marc Emery in prison. He's awaiting trial. He's at the North Fraser pre-trial. Of course, he's inviting people to come up and set up a tent city as a Free Marc Emery campaign. Are you going to be a part of it? What do you think about his comparison of himself to Martin Luther King, Václav Havel, Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi? For heaven's sakes, that's ridiculous. Marc Emery is out there defending a cause. I believe he believes in it. But it's a cause of people who choose to break the law. It isn't like Martin Luther King, who defended the rights of people who, for no other reason than the color of their skin, the way they were born, were discriminated against. And it is totally different from defending Jews from the Nazis or Christians from in China. I mean, it is totally different. It is not a basic human right to be able to use drugs. 604-280-9898, star 9898 on your cell phone. Jody Emery, hello, nice to hear from you.
Hi, well, thanks for having me on again.
Good.
First of all, it's Jody Emery, Marc's wife, and Marc is not fighting for people's right to get high. Marc is fighting for the right of people to not go to jail. Don't you find it absurd that people who grow plants or deal with marijuana can have their house taken, can have their children taken, can lose their job? I mean, murderers and rapists don't lose their homes to the government and police. They don't lose their children in the same way. They don't lose their jobs and get treated like outcasts. There are many people who simply want to use a substance which is safer than alcohol in the privacy of their own homes. And yet the government, I know you're not a big fan of big government, they expand into our privacy and our lives. They invade people's homes and they take away people's rights.
Now, Jody, I think there are a lot of things that are bizarre about our justice system, like letting gangsters walk the streets to get shot in residential neighborhoods and all the rest of it. But I don't think it's bizarre that in a society where we've decided that drug use is something bad, that people can go to jail for having a grow-up. I don't think that's bizarre.
But most people that go to jail, they're seizing people for possession. And the government tries to seize their homes. Now, why would it be a problem? Most grow-ups, people don't even know they exist. They only know it when the police come and raid it and make a big scene. But clearly there is no ill effect on the neighborhoods around these houses. Now, some of them are bad. Some of them are run by people just out to make a buck. And the only reason they can make a big buck is because it's illegal and they can sell it to the criminal market. But those people are the ones making a risk to society. And grow-ups only exist and grow rips and gangsters, and all of this violence only exists because of prohibition. It's exactly like alcohol prohibition, and we've seen it getting worse in the United States and in America, and they're turning it into a prison state. But no matter how many police or even the military they put out, the corruption runs deep. The murders keep happening.
And Jody, I have to leave it there with you because I have a full phone board. I'm delighted you phoned in, but I have to let some callers through too. Scott, hi.
Hi, how are you, Christy?
Good, thanks.
Good. You showed a really incredible amount of patience with with Marc, and I do agree with your viewpoints. He's definitely committed to what he's doing, and I have no doubt that he 100% believes in what he's doing. I think it's a huge stretch to compare him to Nelson Mandela.
Well, yeah. I mean, Nelson Mandela was trying to free oppressed people who were oppressed by the nature of the color of their skin.
Yeah. And as soon as they change the laws here, by all means, but to say, that is being oppressed or what have you, but as long as this is the law, unfortunately, that's the way it works. You want to change the law, you change the law. And in the last, I don't know how many years, there's been a progression towards that. There have been discussions towards it. There's medicinal marijuana and such. That didn't happen 15 years ago, so it is getting that way.
I agree. I mean, you want to change the law, go and change it, but you may have to pay some consequences in the meantime, which is what he's doing. Morgan, hi.
Hello. I'm calling. I totally disagree with you. I think that you were really unfair to Marc on the phone, and I really think that the conservative government could have charged him here, but totally refused. But yet the U.S. feels they should extradite him.
Well, I mean, that's their laws. It's their country. He broke their laws. Right? I mean, they get to, and we have an agreement with them that we'll extradite people who do crime in their country, just like they have an agreement with us about the same thing.
Canada doesn't even really consider it a crime. That's the thing. And the way you make it sound, it's like he's trying to stand up for all these stoners, but really these are people that are using it to medicate. Like, have you actually looked into the healing prospect of marijuana?
No, Morgan, don't misunderstand me. I am not a huge supporter of the way we enforce marijuana laws in this country. I actually think that Marc Emery has some points to make about this, but I don't think that the cause that he's fighting is anywhere near the scope and the importance of what Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela and Václav Havel were doing. I mean, that's just ridiculous to me. Tony, hi.
Hey, Christy. A couple of things. First of all, I don't think he's a prince of pot. He's more of a crackpot instead. But you know what? If you compare himself to somebody, I definitely don't think it would be Mandela or those guys. I think it would be more to the guy from Bountiful. What's his name? Jessen or something like that?
Oh.
You know, I mean, really, come on. I mean, he's so self-obsessed, it's not even funny. But by the way, you're really fair to him.
There seems to be a split audience on that one. Ron, I only have a couple seconds for you.
Yeah, that's okay. Thanks for taking my call. Just a couple quick points. For the money he gave away, I wonder how much of it went to Jody or other people that are holding it for him. And I would really like you to ask him how it's like, seeing as how he smokes every day on the outside. How has he sounded so healthy and good on the inside without smoking it?
That is an excellent point. You know, I wish I'd had that advice before I started the interview with him. Maybe I'll get to talk to him again. Thanks to everybody for being a part of that conversation.